here's Madame OK, and today I want to invite you to paint with me a beautiful landscape painting using blotches of colors. So what we will create is the beautiful impressionistic painting. So I have to first decide where will be my line here, the line that divides the film from the sky and whatever will be there. I think I will apply some trees there, but this is for sure my field. So for the field I want to have some other colors first, and I like to work in the way that first of all my brush has to be really clean, and maybe I even switch to another one, really a new one. So I start with the sky, and for the sky I want to have a little bit of the white, that's for sure. You see here, and I will apply some other colors into it, but I'm applying right now the white. Believe me or not, you will say, why are you doing it here? Well, because it will be easier for me to blend some other colors into it and have more control how they will look like. So right now the white is there, and then I bring just very small amount of pink, right, like you can see it here, and this pink I move into my painting. So I use a little bit of water, not too much. I'm still going for more white because I don't want that this pink will be very strong. I want just a little bit hint in the white of the pink. Now from there I have to decide what I will have here on my field, and this is quite a big one here, and I like it this way. I definitely need to have something what will separate both the field and the sky. You see, so I'm going with a light green color. It's very bright, and I like it this way. But because I already have this paint so on my brush, and I don't like to waste anything, so you know what, even here very short strokes will go on the top of the field, because believe me or not, even in the field I can have some other colors, and one of them definitely can be my green. So I'm keeping my brush clean, and that's a green color. Also maybe I just leave it there in the water, and I move to another brush, and I will think about what can happen in the back in my field. I'm sorry, not in the field. The field I can think about the colors, but I need some darker colors over there, and those darker colors I think I can go with some of my purple here. You see, but the purple is quite dark, so maybe I will mix it with a little bit of white. I don't want to necessarily have super dark colors. I just want to have a different temperature of the colors, and just play with it. Remember, the impressionistic paintings are not about getting super dark and super light tones and even colors, but rather about playing with complementary pair of colors to get certain contrast. Even in the shadows, the colors are not necessarily the darkest one. Okay, so you can see it here, what I'm getting, a little bit darker, but not super dark. And that is very important. Now, when I decided that my tree will come here, like you see, then I definitely want to have some darker colors in the side of my canopies here, right? So I will go with some of those strokes here. Notice the color is not super dark, and that's very important. So you see, when I want to have a tree, I create this darker color partially in the tree, and it doesn't need to be green necessarily. So you see, it's quite dark underneath without being really super dark, and this is the trick. Now I want to think about my field, and in my field I want to have some pink. So I have a pink color here. You can mix simply red with white, and we will go with some strokes. So you see, now can remember that we want to create the effect that this field is receding back, right? This is in front of us. This is part that goes back there. So we can here, we don't need to have such a diversion of strokes, or maybe even in terms of colors. Here we will make it more or less unified, right? But I'm still looking for getting the pink here. So the main color here for me would be the pink. Maybe I bring some other ones, I don't know yet. But right now, like you see, I'm gently working on bringing the colors into my field. Going here. right? I start moving them in slightly, like on the diagonal, in different directions. But you see how this green helps me there? It brightens my pink. So this is good. And then I think I can move to red. So the red I put on the side, and I will mix it with my white. I don't want to have really dark red. I want to have a lighter version. Okay, so let me see. This is already quite dark red. I can think about introducing it a little bit, even here in the front. You see, bringing it there and there. But it's again, notice I leave myself the space. I don't want to rush with my decision, right? So this gives me, even when I cover certain colors with it, and you see the way how I apply it, it's quite transparent. Now, from there, I want to think about my green can, and I think it's a little bit long, right? But that we can wait for it. We still can wait. I use my white here, and I'm going with the pink a little bit on the top here, because I don't want to, you see, green, it's still not dry everywhere. So I have to be careful, because I don't want to have greenish pink. You can see I start getting it here, which makes me not feeling so good about it. Okay, a little bit here, like this, the mixture. And then I'm going maybe one stroke here, a little bit, okay? Then I still have to work the same way over there. You see, start mixing again. So I'm cleaning my brush in the paper towel that I always keep in my hand. You see, like this here. Good. Now, from there, I want to have more colors. So again, I will think that maybe I can still go with a little bit more of the green here and there, because it really helps, and definitely here, because I can have the field with some of the stems here. Now I also can think about applying some of the white here, right? We don't need to just rely on one color, you see, because the way how I apply the white, it becomes semi-transparent, right? And when it becomes semi-transparent, it gives me, I can still see the colors through. You see, so that will look good. Now, do you think that I can go, let's see, here, I still like this effect here. I want to bring some of my yellow ochre color, right? I really like my yellow ochre, and I will bring it in some sections here. Notice what I do with it. I'm going with the side of the brush, and that's what I will be applying here. So I want to now get artificial yellow, you see, and go with cadmium yellow, which is again artificial yellow for sure. You see, coming here on the top. I also will place it here on the side, and I take a little, I mix it with a little bit of white to make it first of all thicker, right? And then you see the color, or maybe a little bit more. See, like this. I want to have this whitish, beautiful off-white look with some yellow in it. Okay, like this, just a tiny bit, and those colors that in some places blending together. I like this effect. You see what's happening here, and then I can come with pure yellow on the top somewhere here. Okay, not too much. Good. Now, you know what? I can also go with this yellow in some sections here, and I think that would be okay. You see, going here, going like this, going like this. Now, what we will be looking here, we will be looking now at our tree. And with our tree, I want to look for some colors, first the darker colors. So I'm getting darker green on my brush, and I will be going, like you see, it's, when I talk about dark, that's just dark enough for me. You see, oh wow, that's really dark. See here, just making the effect of this tree, you see, being darker when the light hits it. I want to make sure that there's a kind of shadow here almost created, right? So you see here, I'm going like this, and then following a little bit of it here, and maybe even a little bit more there, right? I still don't know. I'm looking how my colors can work nicely together, right? So I'm looking for this best option for myself. I want to maybe have a little bit of it here as well in this corner, like you see here. So I'm just applying it just a little bit, but it's again, I'm not going with huge amount of paint. I'm very careful that the amount that I apply, it's a small one, right? So you see that I can bring some of this darker green a little bit here. Now from my trees, I have this tree here. Maybe I will have another one in this section as well. You see? See, maybe even moving here just tiny bit. Now it's time, I think, for us to work on the lighter green on the top, and maybe even blue. So I have my lighter green that was used here, and I will go in the sections here. So if I think that I still want to lighten it, I certainly mix it with some white to give it more opacity. That means when the color will be applied, like you see, a couple of strokes, it will cover the surface that I want that it will be covered with it, you see, like this. Okay, so this is good. We have it there. I think it's time for us to think about what we will have. Oh, let me see. Or maybe not yet. Maybe I want to have some blue applied on the top of my tree. Like you see, a little bit of it here, a little bit of it here. So even then, you see, when you have the trees, you can see some blue in them. See, this blue will change the look like this. And I think I certainly want to have it here as well. Okay, you see? Wow, good. Now we have quite a bit of colors, and you know what about getting here? I just don't want to repeat everything the same way. Okay, so this will be here. It's nice. Now I will come for the trunk, and for the trunk I will use pointed brush this time. And I will think, okay, how should I do it? Maybe I use this brown burnt sienna color or oxide brown. See, oxide red, sorry. So I will go here. You see, that will be my trunk here. One, or maybe, and then maybe I will make the branch here. And I have to go even, like you see, to create a little bit more. You see, not too much, like this. Maybe over there. You see, that helps me to see the tree. Okay, if that would be necessary, I can put some white on some sections of it, but notice that having this brown, it's a medium dark brown color, it looks like a red applied next to the green, and green and red are complementary pair of colors. So what is happening, those colors help each other to become brighter, and I'm using it to my advantage here when I paint. You see, so lots of colors, lots of action going on. Now we can use this color here, why not, to make it even darker, like you see some sections here, because that helps our painting to look better. And when I think about it, I think that maybe in some sections I can even, here in the front, when I have the stems of my flowers, I think, you see, I can help them by making more alive by using this brown color and going with it here and there, you see? Like this, not perfectly even, remember, not just one direction, definitely darker on the bottom here, see, so this is good. Now from there I think that I have to think about color called again this yellowish color, the natural one, which is called yellow ochre or oxide yellow, see here, maybe there, just to bring in more. Now I want to go with my darker green, you see, in some of the sections here, because I want to have a little bit stronger contrast between my tree. Even in the tree, notice what's happening here when I add some of the purple color. That helps the tree to look better. You see here, that would be good, and I can always cross it with another color, so that's good. You see, a little bit here, a little bit there, will look very good. Now we have to go back to our flowers, and the flowers, what we want to have, we want to still bring this beautiful pink color here, okay? That's what connects everything. Our pink unifies all the colors. So we have already yellow here, we have green, see, but you see this pink somehow gives this beautiful look, and I'm using different kinds of pink. I use the darker, lighter, because I can do it now. See, like this, and this for the change. when we just use one kind of pink, one tone, it will not do it for us. To enrich it, we can use other colors, as well as make sure that the pink will look differently in different sections. So you see here, we'll make it a little bit darker, and we certainly can come here like this. So you see it's quite rich now here on this bottom part, and that's what I want to have. You see still a little bit more here, a little bit more there. See, and we are trying to, you see how nice it looks there in the back already here. Now from there I still want to get my yellow color, lighter one. So I'm going with the mixture here. See, then I'm adding to it, but I don't want that it will be overpowering my painting. I only know that in the front I have to have a stronger color contrast, because I don't want that the painting will look in the field where we have flowers monotone, right? So that means monochromatic. So that's why you can see it that here I'm adding some of the yellow color here. Okay, really notice what's happening. Wow, see, looks richer and more beautiful. And we probably will go for some blue as well, but I want to wait. So right now I'm using really off yellow color, like you see. Look at this, or off white on the yellow side, I call it. You see, like this. That looks better, it makes it really colorful and beautiful. Notice I keep it on the diagonal line, very important. Otherwise it would be boring, right? Like you see here, that looks quite nice, right? Now let's try what will happen when we go with a little bit of blue. And I always like to try new things. So you see I have a little bit of the cerulean here. I'm mixing with lots of white, because truly it's not about cerulean here. It's about bringing, oh, you see, bringing a little bit of variety here. So you see even here I will come with it like this. You see, helping myself, and or my painting, not myself. I'm not helping myself. That was not smartly said. Okay, yeah. You see what's happening? Painting looks better because we have all those beautiful colors. Now I think that our skull needs to have a little bit more work. See, I'm still going here with this blue, and I think we can get this lighter blue maybe on the line here, just a touch. Okay, if not, if it doesn't work, we have to change it, but we are willing to do it because it's in painting. So you see it's a little bit too strong, too light, right? So I'm changing it here because we want to experiment. When you don't experiment, you never will be a good painter. Painters experiment all the time, trying new things. You see even here now I can bring some of the blue, not too much, just a little bit, to brighten the painting, right? And you see this section here, we will leave it for now. So I'm going here, I have my also different lighter green, and I'm going with it here because I don't want that this will overpower my painting. I want a little bit of the blue, just a little bit, you see? So that will look good, but I think I can bring some of this blue also here. See, and then blend it if that will be necessary. Notice that really works well here, right, for the field. Look at this. See, it does bring something to our flowers. See, to the field of flowers, right? I'm breaking the line. I don't want to have the same width and the same heaviness. That makes sure that you see whatever I do, they look differently. And the color of the sky, I have to still think which color will I be using, and I probably move it to some of the blue will go there too, but right now I'm still looking at the color of my tree. So notice what will happen now with my tree. I'm adding this orange color here, and this other color here creates nice contrast. You see the same will be here, and then I'm coming with my green again. Okay, like this. Good. Now, when we look at the top of the tree, probably want to have a little bit more of the line. So you see, this time I'm mixing those two colors, lighter and darker, and I'm going with the line like this. Okay, so I'm moving my brush like this here because I want to bring more freedom to it. You see, a little bit crossing it here, and I think that helps. So now even a darker color here. Oh, I don't know how did I pick up pink. How is it possible? Ooh, thinking, what? Since I have it, I will just keep it. So you see, I'm going like this here. I want to have my tree richer. Okay, so I think that's a little bit too dark. What do you think? So I bring some of the blue into it. See, like this on the top, right? I want some other colors as well. So this will be my choice here. Not too much. I don't want too much competition. I do need to have some, but not too much, you see. So this will be okay. And then maybe making something darker there. Now from there, I want to make sure that the sky is also developed. So what we do in the sky, what do you think? What we should do? Because I think that the sky needs still some work. To me, it's not finished. So for the sky, I still see that this part needs to be developed. Maybe we take water with some green, and you see, make it almost like a watercolors here. Apply this color on here, on the bottom here, and then we bring some of the blue here as well. You see, like this, just a little bit here. Okay, so that will be good, and then from there we can come with some pink here. See, on the top, just to changing it a little bit. Oh la la, you see, just like this. Good. Now for the sky, I think we have to go back to the blue. So I have to change my piece of paper towel because mine is really dirty, and you can see it's too much pink all over, right? So I think that for the sky we can use blue. I put this blue here on the side. It's lots of it here. It's too much. Okay, so I'm mixing it here. See, on the side I'm getting this white with tiny bit of blue. Okay, and then I'm using it here. I'm applying white. I'm applying some blue. See, and so that I'm not taking away the pink. Absolutely not. I have it, but only in some places. Okay, so this works well. If I have to, I get even more white here to get it tiny bit thicker. You see, but what is happening? The temperature changes, and the temperature is super important when we paint. The temperature, I mean, of the colors, right? Like you see, that works very well with the combination. So you have to be open to changes. Remember, as a painter, we always think about adapting to whatever is happening with our painting. When I think that, for example, came to conclusion that the pink was too intense and also too much repetitive, I decided to move to the cool color for the back. Well, but you see, what is important, that I experimented, that I find out what worked for me, and if I would not try pink, I could maybe regret it later on, right? But now I know that this wasn't the best choice and I had to change. So you see, this looks already much better. I think that I need to add a little bit of my other color here, the blue, you see. And what do you think? Should we call it quit? Do you think some yellow here? I don't think we need to add yellow. I think that you can just change the strokes in our painting in the background, you see, just couple of cross-hatching lines, and I think that would be good. And you see the pink is still here coming through in some sections, helping the green to look brighter. See, even here, just a touch. I think that is good. We can still, if you want to, break a little bit of the I call it monotony of the line. You see, this is good here. This is fine here. So I truly think that about this section on the bottom, we can maybe come with some strokes here, and I definitely think that this blue will be a good, this white with some blue will be a good addition here. See, to adding and bringing us over the edge, like you see, to bring this diagonal line a little bit even more pronounced. Okay, like you see here, maybe even more. And again, we have to call it quit, because too much, you don't want to overwork anything, right? So you see, that actually came. I like this painting, I really do. Like you see, it's really lots of life in it. Okay, guys, so I think we've done quite a nice painting, and it's time really to quit. Have a good time.